So we're back once again on Vurhonga Savanna today, and as I've continued to grind for a Diamond Red Fox and just basically continued to fail up to this point, one of the things I've been going to just for a change of pace is multiplayer, and specifically a lot lately Vurhonga Savanna. So we're out here to hopefully try to find some stuff to add to our trophy lodge, and we're actually starting down here in the Fever Tree Forest because something happened, I think with the Aurora update, where Gemsbok are all over this general area, and they don't have to be during their drink time. We'll go up here. They're feeding till about 1400, and my guess is we're going to see anywhere from like 20 to 50 of them out in this area. And because Gemsbok tend to be diamond fairly often, we could be starting right away with something good. Yeah, I mean, this is essentially what you can expect to see on just about any map. And we're clearly going to have to spend some time spotting everything. They're just kind of getting into their zone now. But they are all over the place. That is maybe a decent sized beige. But luckily there's a tower. We'll sit in that and make sure we spot everything, and then we'll kind of pick the best one. We actually even spooked some on the other side of us as well, but none of these are particularly large. I think the best one is actually that male out there. The beige one, I can't spot it, but I can see that it's no bigger than a 3. So we have the 270 Warden today, just to kind of change it up a little bit, and I'm going to try to go for a hard shot here, and I don't even know broadside Gemsbok are kind of tanks, if this is possible. I think it is possible. He's going down way faster than what a double lung would do, even with the 300. There's the beige one, just at level 2, so I think we made the right choice. Pretty decent way to start with the solid gold and, at least I believe, a hard shot. I don't think there's any way it could be anything else. And yeah, just got into the front of the heart there. That's good to know it's possible, because usually when I try hard shots broadside, like even with the 300, I tend to miss. Might be good info, like perfectly broadside. Shooting right through the leg bone, assuming you can do that with the 300, that would probably be the easiest way to go for it. So we have the 300 with us today. I'm just kind of wanting to use more of the 270. If we get a broadside Gemsbok, I want to try that just to see if that's a consistent way to do it. So kind of just moving from one area where zones have recently changed to another. And we actually have a red warthog over here, which is actually a rare, and something we could take with the 270. So I think 200 meters shouldn't be a big deal. We could try a heart shot again. Might have been a little far back, but lungs will definitely do good enough. And we haven't shot a red one in quite a while, and every time we find them, they're like running away, so it was cool to see one just out there feeding and basically just not fleeing from us. It seems to be at least mostly a Vurhonga thing, but this is one of those animals where only the females can be this fur type, so you can't get a red male warthog. But still pretty cool to run into. Got bronze for it. I don't know if female warthogs can reach silver. Probably not. And we do have one of these in the lodge, so I mean, I guess we'll taxonomize it. Maybe we'll throw it in the second lodge somewhere. And just to show it, since this area is ridiculous for warthogs now, it's right down here by this little inlet. Actually, once again, in the Fever Tree Forest. It's not the only area where suddenly it seems like there are a ton of animals gathering. We're going to go and check it in a minute. The kind of mountain by this lookout point, either Cape Buffalo or warthog are there all the time as well. Cape Buffalo always have been, but the warthog gathering there seems to be kind of a new thing. Well, this is probably the best example we could have of both species actually using this area to feed. There's probably more still to come up here, but you can see some of the warthogs over to the left. Don't know if any of those are maybe decent size. Doesn't look like it, so we might end up shooting a Cape Buffalo, but a lot of times there are even more warthogs, and there's some that we can't spot behind that one. But there is a mythical Cape Buffalo. We might just go ahead and take that, unless as we scoot over here, we can get anything else spotted, which doesn't seem like that's happening. I don't love that he's facing us. That can make for a pretty tough shot, but if we hang out a minute, he should just kind of eventually turn, and that should give us a better shot. So kind of new information. There are a lot more warthogs over there. It's just that once we go that far forward, the grass renders in, but they were too far away to render in before, and I still don't see any that are actually decent, so I think the plan is still to take the same Cape Buffalo, and the warthogs are actually headed out because it is about 1300. So I guess we'll go for this guy, and he's like 350 away, so maybe we'll hope that we can drop this in the heart. I don't know though. When he faces us, there's just not a lot of space, and I don't know what is going on here. Maybe we'll take the brown one, because I'm a little concerned about The fact that that warthog's running in place and stuff, and this Cape Buffalo's doing the same. Is it even gonna react? Yeah, I think this server might be a little bit broken. But at least we got to show the area. So new server, and actually similar size Cape Buffalo. So hopefully this time it's actually gonna be a working one. And as soon as he gets out from behind that brush there, we'll go ahead and take the shot, and this time he's actually reacting, so I think we're good. We can actually go up and claim this one instead of just watching it stand there. I don't think he was an especially large mythical. I mean, 140 is not too bad, but I mentioned it at the beginning of the video that I've been kind of going to multiplayer as a change of pace from grinding for a red fox, and our Cape Buffalo luck over the course of the last 2 days has just been really, really good. I've got no doubt, even just seeing it from behind, that is a Bighorns level 9 Cape Buffalo, and every single time that we see one of these, they always look so huge and so impressive. And what I want to do, as he's going nervous, is try to actually heart shot him out there. I just think it would be really cool, because the bigger ones that we've taken, I think we've just always shot them in the lungs. So if we can, as he's kind of, well, is he just going to come back? Or is he going to wander off? I was hoping he might just stand there and face us. So let's try taking a shot with the 22 out ahead of him. And if he goes alert, we might be able to fit a shot in there. Definitely not a hard shot though. So that's kind of unfortunate, but at that range, he should hopefully start to drop. I don't think we got that. Alright, that becomes a bit of an issue. Because obviously he's getting further and further away, and there's no way like a lung shot wouldn't have him drop it a little bit by now. So he's actually going back nervous. I'm not sure I'm willing to risk that. I mean, we hit him once already. So if this one doesn't make it, that's not good. Let's actually go back. 22 strat again. We'll shoot out ahead of him. And if we can, maybe got him broadside. He'll just sort of stand there. Hopefully that time we got into a lung, and I think we did. Alright, that was almost really bad, but we got him. You know, I mentioned it as he was actually walking around out there. Every one of these I see, they always look so huge and so impressive. To mess one up would have been really sad. That is quite possibly the smallest Bighorns Diamond Cape Buffalo I've seen. 156 only. And we really at that angle just had no chance. Not even close. And then our second shot just sort of behind the shoulder blade there. Did enough to get ourselves a massive Diamond Cape Buffalo, even if it wasn't exactly the way it was supposed to go. I don't think it could ever be possible to get tired of seeing something like this. But not only is it a rare Cape Buffalo, it's a level 7 with a pretty good estimate. I'm pretty sure if we can make the shot, he'll make gold. And I don't know what we're going to do with that in the trophy lots just yet if we can get him, but we're definitely going to have to find a spot. We've had 2 leucistic females in the past, and our other one was also an albino level 7. But I want to, if we can, kind of alert him, because just dropping that in its tracks would be such a cool thing to actually accomplish. I just think seeing it, like the visual, would be really, really neat. So I want him to face us, which a lot of times alert Cape Buffalo will do. He's not doing it yet. Like, that would be kind of ideal. Let's see if he'll do it. I really want to just get like that dropping animation with the albino. I think it would look neat. So he's back to attentive. We're going to kind of do the same thing. Try to alert him. This time, maybe he'll cooperate. Just need him to lift his head. Yes. That is the coolest thing. I'm so glad we came down here now. I'm pretty sure he has to make gold. I think, yeah, even level 6s, most of them make gold. So the level 7 that we have in our multi-mount has like, it's almost like the horns are plated in the front, more like the mythicals. This guy was not, so he's a smaller 7. I don't think we're going to adjust our multi-mount, but we're probably going to have to find a spot for that on the wall. Let's just try try to get rid of her. The last thing we need while we're trying to take screenshots is getting run over by that. By the way, that's at least black as one of the commons. I didn't see for sure if there was a gray, a brown one, and an albino, all down here in one spot. I think, sadly, the place that we managed to drop him, yeah, he's got one horn kind of through the ground. Cape buffalo do tend to fall that way, so not really surprised to see that, but we're still gonna, maybe if we stand like this, get a screenshot and it's not so obvious that one horn's sort of buried. That's so cool. Hope we can claim him, because I've not claimed anything on this server. We can 133.6 albino straight into the heart. That is such a cool thing. 812 kg. I'm pretty sure other was like 830. So cool. Let's taxonomize him and make sure we're not going to forget anything like that. I love that. Like I said, I'm never ever going to get tired of seeing rare Cape buffalo. It doesn't matter how common or rare they are, and they just happen to be quite rare. That is one of the coolest looking things in this game. So we're finally back to this spot, and we joined another server that has some warthogs feeding up here. And I actually switched to the 6.5 because we saw with the grass, we really have to take a shot like 350 meters or more, at least if we want any kind of clear shot. And I think the 6.5, with being a little more flat shooting, is going to be better for that. But the best one is hiding behind these two. It's that guy right there. And of course he's laying down, so I don't know, maybe if we fire a 22 round out there, if that would maybe get his attention. Hitting that little bit of ground near him might be tough. That hit kind of close. Not close enough. That should do it. Now we're going to need him to stand still for a second. But if we can get that, of course he's going to kind of face us. Somewhere in that area should be about right. Don't know if we got him or not. I don't even know where he went. He didn't go like 5 meters. That's the vital blood right there. We hit him pretty much through every organ. Aiming a little higher would have been better, but that was basically exactly 400 meters, and that was the point of having the 6.5. I think had we aimed exactly there with the 270, we maybe would have hit him like in the leg, or maybe we would have shot right under him, and I think that was a good decision. Got ourselves a gold out of that and everything. But on that note, I think we're actually going to head back to the Trophy Lodge, because we have definitely 2 additions. Not sure where we're going to put them just yet. We might take down some like smaller Cape buffalo or some of the water buffalo, but both of those were really, really good. So for the longest time, we've had 2 diamond water buffalo up there, and I think one of them might have been a mythical, and both were from that time period where diamond water buffalo were everywhere. So finally decided we'd put 2 of the bighorns diamond Cape buffalo in that area. And I like that a lot. I think that's cool. And then the one that we took down, of course, we replaced it with the albino, and I like that as well. So it's in this room over here. We've had 3 Cape buffalo there for, I don't know, months at this point. But having the albino up top with the 2 diamonds down below, I actually really do like that. And if it wasn't for the fact that we have a slightly bigger one, this guy was 133.6. Our albino in this multi-mount was 136. So he'd definitely be somewhere full body mounted if not for having already gotten one. But definitely, as soon as I saw this one, I knew there had to be room for another, because they just look so cool. And I'd like to get a leucistic male at some point, but for now, 2 albinos is pretty neat. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.